Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for dropping by. It's Jane once again. Welcome back to another perfume video. Today's video is a spotlight on two fragrances from niche fragrance house Juliette has Aegean. Are you guys familiar with this brand? The name's catchy, a little bit controversial. This house is known for molecular based fragrances and a handful of their fragrances tend to be minimalistic. Bestsellers include Not a Perfume and Flanker Not a Perfume Superdose. There is one fragrance that I absolutely love from this house, and that's Vanilla Vibes. I will do a separate review of that fragrance soon, so do stay tuned for that. But for today, I have these two travel spray versions of their 2021 releases, Pear Inc. and Lili Fantasy. If you're interested to know more about these perfumes and my thoughts on them, please keep watching. I've recently featured this perfume in my last top 10 video as a top fragrance pick for the new normal mask on office situation, and this is Pear Inc. So this is an offshoot of one of the brand's top-selling perfume, Not a Perfume Superdose. This is basically Not a Perfume infused with pear on top. If you're a fan of Not a Perfume from the same brand or a similar one from Le Labo called Another 13, both by the way did not agree well with my skin chemistry, this you are sure to like. Thankfully, this one worked well for me, and as you can see, I've worn this quite a lot and I am almost out. So notes listed for this are pear, ambroxan, musk, and ambretolite, and straight up smells of the aforementioned notes. No surprise there. This is also very linear. What you get in the opening, you get all throughout. But the addition of pear added a bit of a dimension to this perfume. The enjoyable, refreshing, sweet, juicy pear note made all the difference to me. While I find Not a Perfume or Another 13 barely there by itself, this is 100% more pleasing to wear all day. This and me lasted at least 6 hours. I do respray midday. The 6-hour mark is a ballpark. Could be longer. Not surprising considering ambroxan is in here. It's an aroma chemical said to smell woody, salty, earthy, musky. Some find it a little animalic depending on how it interacts with skin. And it is also an ingredient added to improve a perfume's longevity, and that's in here. So I've worn this a lot around people at work. I'm a healthcare worker for those of you who may not know, and this I've worn without issues. So this is also going to make for a perfect office fragrance this hardly projects, but you, the wearer, can enjoy that fruity pear goodness while it lasts. If you haven't yet, please check out my video on office safe fragrances if you're looking to try similar office friendly perfumes. I will link the video down in the description. Some of you may find this very basic, but I, however, find this very useful for day-to-day wear to work. I can safely wear this without concern for annoying my patients and colleagues at work with strong projecting scents. Sample on skin, this one, I find that with Juliette has Aegean perfumes, a lot has to do with how the fragrance mixes with your skin chemistry. Pear Inc. highly recommend this one for you who are looking for a fragrance to wear around people in an environment where you are discouraged from wearing loud projecting perfumes like the office or the clinic. This is also for you who are looking for an uncomplicated, easy grab, everyday fruity, minimalistic, masky, understated scent that's also great for the heat and humidity of local weather. I think this will do well for any weather conditions. This is definitely full bottle worthy for me, Pear Inc. Lili Fantasy. Oh, I love the bottle. The purple ombre is such an eye candy to me. The scent, to me, this is a very womanly scent. This reminds me a lot of scented face powders and makeup, especially in the dry down where this tends to be musky and powdery on my skin. Notes listed are chewing gum in the opening, tuberose absolute and jasmine absolute in the middle, amber and ambroxan in the base. I blind bought this for the bubble gum. But if you're thinking to get this for the bubblegum, I think you might be disappointed like I am. Because although you get hints of a slightly minty bubblegummy opening, and I mean just a hint of it, it does not persist. What remains is probably just the sweet white powder that the bubblegum is coated in. You'd know what I mean if you've chewed bazooka as a kid a lot. So this is definitely a sweet perfume, reminiscent of artificially sweetened candy or juice drink. That kind of sweetness. Not exactly bubblegum to my nose, but that sweetness is somehow mellowed out by the powdery musky edge. Get this for the florals, particularly for tuberose. To me, a little vintage smelling here. Some would call it mature. The tuberose that I know from smelling the ladies around me when I was much younger. Jasmine, I don't get much. Maybe it's there to balance out the tuberose, but to my nose, it's not as distinct. The florals in this perfume lean a little vintage smelling to me, as I've said, and smells of older powder puffs and scented makeup that my mom used to own. Get this if you are a fan of the house's familiar Ambroxan Cetalux heavy base. But to me, unlike Not a Perfume or Pear Inc, this isn't as big on the Ambroxan. Still very prominent, but not as much as in Not a Perfume. So if you're not a fan of Ambroxan, you can still like this, as the level of Ambroxan to me is done right in this fragrance. It is fairly detectable, but it does not take over the composition. I'm not a big fan of tuberose. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you'd know that I only ever own 2 bottles of a tuberose-centric perfume in my collection at the moment. And this I am not a fan of at all. I've compared this to My Way by Armani, and what this fragrance lacks is a little bit of brightness, a little bit of sparkle, which I find in My Way. Something to keep this lifted or afloat. Perhaps a little bit more of the playful bubblegum that this fragrance supposedly features. The intensity of the floral accord honestly weighs this fragrance down somehow. I am truly not a fan. I can see this appealing to lovers of vintage perfumes or vintage smelling perfumes. One who loves makeupy scents, white floral forward perfumes, something along those lines. One who loves floral, powdery, musky scents. Projection is moderate at best and only on initial spray, otherwise this sits closer to skin. I love the scent on air more than the dry down on my skin. You have to like this on your skin to enjoy this scent. This linger around for at least 4 hours on me. This can be an everyday office fragrance for lovers of this scent profile. This will complement any makeup products you wear, so that's a plus. So this will not come across too perfumey, especially best when you are not encouraged to wear perfumes to work. If you have the same taste as me, I highly encourage you to sample this perfume first. Do not blind buy. See how this wear on you. Again, I am not a fan of Lili Fantasy. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, this isn't a Lili forward fragrance. I think Lili could be a name not pertaining to the flower. I might be wrong. Anyway, this isn't my style of fragrance to wear, but this could work for you if you're a fan of musky tuberose perfumes that lean a little vintagey. So I hope you found this video useful. For my taste and style, I definitely prefer Pear Inc, but that's totally my preference. These are not groundbreaking scents. I don't think they were made to break grounds, but these two are great for everyday wear. Pear Inc is definitely full bottle worthy for me. Not the type that you need to go run, get a bottle now, but one to keep in mind for example, sale season. Juliette has gone perfumes on my skin are a tricky bunch. Now the perfume is a favorite of many, but on me it's an Ambroxan stinky bomb. On the other hand, Vanilla Vibes is totally my vibe. It's the only full bottle I own from this brand at the moment. For Juliette has gone, it is best to sample first on skin and not just on paper. A pro for this house is that the fragrances are mid-range in price for a niche house. They are fairly affordable. Art of Scent carries Juliette has gone perfumes here in the Philippines. And that is it for today's video, you guys. Thank you again for joining me today. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give this a big thumbs up. Feel free to share to your friends who might enjoy fragrance videos. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and turn on notification by clicking on the bell icon below to never miss a new video in the future. Stay safe, everyone. Smell your absolute best. And see you all in the next one. Bye!